question comes from Ellie. This is on Facebook. Hi Ellie, thank you for watching, and I wanted to address your question, which was, what type of writing do you find the most inspiring? So I actually put this into two categories. So the first category is writing for my job. And the writing for my job that I find the most inspiring is travel writing. I've loved reading travel articles. Ever since I was a kid, we had tons of National Geographics sitting around our house, and I read all of them, looked at the pictures. They were just great for me. I generally find writing and reading travel blogs really inspiring, though I do find it really hard to do. For the longest time, just due to my economic status, traveling felt really out of reach. And right now I feel very fortunate to be in a place where I can travel and I can still work at the same time, as well as paying for my, like $500 a month student loans and all my bills and everything like that. So everyone's like, wow, you really don't make a lot of money freelancing. I'm like, no, actually I do make quite a bit of money freelancing, but I have so many bills, which I'm sure many of you who are watching this do as well. I just paid off my first student loan last, I think in August, and it was like amazing, but I mean now I still owe like $500 a month, so it's hard. It's really hard, but traveling is something that that inspires me and helps me kind of stay on track. I like to plan ahead and try and get traveling and hiking and outdoor stuff into my repertoire, just so I can write about it and remain sort of interested in it. So right now I feel very fortunate to have found ways to pay for my travels and pay my bills at the same time. So writing and traveling and reading about these things are two things that I'm very passionate about. The type of writing in general, though, that I am the most passionate about is poetry. This is what I went to school for. This is what I've been published in, that I found the most rewarding. It is not something I get paid for, though, so there's a difference there. I think that poetry is a good way to kind of encapsulate the human spirit. It really focuses on just random thought processes and the way your brain operates without having a certain structure to it. I think it's great because it kind of breaches economic and social sort of hierarchies that English grammar is very rigid about. But with poetry, you can kind of express your economic background, your race, your gender, things like that. So I find that very interesting, and I like kind of fiddling with language. It's very fun to do. So I love reading poetry and I love writing it. I do think it can be a really scary thing for people to get into, and people can be like, "Ooh, I don't want to read poetry. It's weird." But I think that it's something people should get interested in. It's got a lot of potential. And I think for anyone who is interested in sort of starting out as like reading poetry, start with the classics, and branch out from there. Also, don't limit yourself to like European classics. Like look into Japanese, some like Middle Eastern classics, things like that. And then look into like contemporary poetry magazines. I mean, Poetry Magazine comes to mind as a great one for me. The March issue of Poetry Magazine had some absolutely great poets in it. And then if you're still finding it kind of weird, talk about it. That's what it's there for. And I think talking about poetry makes it really special. So, yeah. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And then also, down below in the comments, ask your questions for next week, and I will answer them. Thanks again.